So hey y'all, and welcome back to Leesah's Cottage, and welcome into a new week. I do believe Sophie girl's telling me she's already hot, and it's like early in the day. After I get the things that I have to do inside, so just get up, get ready, get dressed for the day. Like today, I got on my outdoor clothes because I knew I would be coming outdoor to work today. And do my Bible study, my Bible reading, my time alone with God, my coffee, those kind of things that I do the first thing in the morning. I get that done, and then I get ready for the day to come outdoors. And she's already telling me, hey, I want to go back inside, it's too hot out here. But that ain't gonna happen, little girl. In my last video, you had seen where I had cut these back, and I was talking about splitting them. And I know like this plant here could be split into at least in half. And then over this weekend, I went ahead and cut these back. Even though they were still putting off some pretty blooms, they were just too thick. I felt like I need to just go ahead and take them back. And from the frost freeze, the tips had gotten burned up. And we did get a good rain yesterday, but of course it's looking like the ground is still dry in some places, some spots, but we did get a good rain. So I took these back and hoping they do what they've always done all the years before, all the times before. When I cut them back, they just come right back and tend to come back even prettier. And you can see the purple cone flowers. They are really coming forth. And then that would be the black-eyed Susans. It almost looks kind of thin this year. I had told you all that it would take over this whole part of the bed. It always has, but for some reason they're looking thin this year. Maybe it's just not time for them to thicken up yet. Did get the fountain up and running. Ken did that by himself. It was done before I even realized what he was doing. And then one morning I had gotten up and it was up and running. So we got that up and running, and I'm pulling weeds today, and that's a good time. That's a tip if you are a gardener or a want-to-be gardener, or if you just like piddling around outside in flowers and whatnot and you're in the learning stages. The best time to pull weeds is after a good rain, because they just seem to pull up easily, as well as you get the roots too. So I've been pulling weeds this morning, and I've got to do that over here. And it just makes it so easy to pull them after a rain. The areas that we have to weed eat, I did it first, and I think he's done it again since I've done it. And we gotta get Sophie girl coming out further, much further into the yard when she goes to tinkle, because you can see she's burning up the grass. I'm going to pick up some stepping stones from Lowe's. That's where I've gotten these. And they're just like those that that go up to the fountain over on that bed. I'm just gonna pick up some more and run a little path out through here. Hopefully that will encourage her to go further out into the yard when she needs to do her tinkle business. And this here's not gonna stay here, not the blocks, not the pavers there. I will be taking those up. And Lowe's has a kit that you can build a fire pit. I'm not sure if we will put it back here or take it further out into the yard somewhere. I'm thinking right here, so when the kids are in with us, we're close to the house, and when they need to go in or they want to be up here on the patio, we'll be close to them. Or when they're out here by the fire pit, we will be up on the patio close to them, and I can be nearby. Even though they're all getting much older, and their Lala does not have to be completely watching every single thing that they do. So I just wanted to say good morning, hello, welcome into the new week. I hope your week goes fabulous and you're able to get all the things that you want to get done at work, at home, wherever. So for now, I am going to be gathering up furniture and bringing it all up to the patio, getting it ready. It still has to dry up quite a bit because the ground is not only still wet from the rain, but the night moisture too. And I'm gonna get to trimming off some of the blooms that gave me a smile to my heart and get those trimmed off so they can focus on the new blooms or the new roses that are popping out and opening up. And Ken's had one and I've had one of the blackberries off of his blackberry bush here. And I'm trying to keep it watered every day, and last night's rain will really help. But I'm trying to keep it moist and really well, thoroughly watered every day, because that's what puts off that yummy, juicy fruit. And sure enough, I've seen these just turn within the past couple days. Gonna be some yummy blackberries. We've had them before at another place, and we had them on a fence line, and they did amazing on fence lines. But we've got this net. Ken put this net over it to keep the birds out from them enjoying them before we can enjoy them, or them enjoying them, period, and us not getting to enjoy them. But there's little green ones popping out everywhere. And I'm not sure if it's going to be today, but it will be sometime this week that we're picking up probably about 10 bales of pine needles for me to lay down a fresh layer on the beds as well as up front, because I did a lot of work up front, and Ken had trimmed up the hedges that are right up against the porches. He trimmed those up real well, and I cleaned up all that, and when I was raking, I raked out some of the needles, so that needs a good fresh layer of pine needles up front. The reason we don't use mulch is we were told once by a pest control company that's the worst thing that we could put up against our house is mulch. And being that we have a lot of woods here, you can have a lot of termite issues. And I think they haven't come out for our yearly inspection. Matter of fact, now that I think of it, so that may be July, or even this month would be our yearly inspection. And another thing I noticed, some people will use like paper or cardboard as a weed barrier. I wouldn't be able to do that, because that would draw termites as well. And being that we already have, you know, termite issues out this way, I would just be asking for termite issues if I play. She's telling me, come and get the frisbees, come and get the ball, and get out here and play with me. And we trimmed a lot of thick branches off of these trees over the weekend. A lot. It needed to be done a long time ago, because one thing about these poplars, when they have so many thick branches like this blossoming out from the main trunk, that's when they're easy to split. Look at her, just running wild and crazy. We call her that. It's her cray cray time. She's doing this thing where she runs, jumps up in the air, and tries to bounce off my body, and I have a feeling that's a no-no. We're gonna have a trainer to come in here to the house to help train her. She has become far too protective of her space here, her land, her property, as well as her people, and we can't have that. And she took off with both of them. How in the world does she think I'm supposed to play when she takes both of them? And I kid you not, she brought a flower to me this morning and left it on the doorstep of the door she mostly comes in and out of. And I was like, oh, did you bring me a flower? Come here, girl. Come here. I'm doing this left-handed. Come here. Come on. She does not like being in the sun. And she's got a leaf hanging off her tongue. She's bird watching right now. Come here, girl. Come here. She's watching, I think cardinals, because they have a nest over in the weeping mulberry tree. She's too busy watching the birds to play. So I ain't waiting on her. I'm dripping with sweat. So I'm gonna get to work. If she don't want to play, I'm not a-playing. She thinks she's watching a bird up in the tree. She is watching a bird up in the tree. She knew what she was doing. I just thought I knew what she was doing. Goofing off and get ready to do what I need to get done today. Because it doesn't magically do itself for me. No complaining. I love it. Even if I do complain, I still love it. Honestly, I wouldn't want to have it any other way. Boy, oh boy, do I need to get out there and do some weeding, tilling in the garden. I just kicked my boots off and see, she brought a stick to the door. But earlier, one of the wild daylilies that had pooped out, somehow she got that on a stem, so she probably broke it off from there or over on the corner of the sidewalk and laid it right there at the threshold of the door. That Oric has just not really been a good vacuum, and that was not our first Oric. We've had a couple to few Orics before that one, and even though it was lightweight, and this one is quite heavy, it just wasn't picking up. So I am going to be doing, hopefully, not a deep cleaning, but a pretty good cleaning up here today, as well as just I'll start up here and work my way down and see what I can get done. Ken might be able to help me take her out potty and play with her, because she has to be played with at least 2 hours a day. I can break that up into 1 hour here and 1 hour there, but she at least needs 2 good, really hard playing work hours. This girl has already gotten herself a whopping load of toys, and she loves each and every one of them, and some we've already had to throw away because we found out for ourselves she is an aggressive chewer. So I try to keep an abundance of those chew toys or play toys, and she has her outside toys out there, and I'm wanting to pick up a soccer ball. I was a soccer mom back in my day, both of my kiddos in soccer, and I found out that I love playing soccer almost just as much as they did. Still love playing around with the soccer ball. I'm hoping to either pick up an or order, you know I love my Amazon, order a soccer ball for the 2 of us to get out there and for me to kick it around and her to do whatever she's going to do. Probably end up putting a good sized bite hoe in it at some point. But I'm going to start with vacuuming up here today. That's 2 loads of clothes to fold, so I have those to do. Pick up the things that I can pick up off the floor and vacuum there, and I'll even move this ottoman around and maybe even move the little tables out so I can get in behind them real good. So my main focus, my main goal today is at least getting this cleaned up here and starting to work my way on down. Yes, Miss Sophie. And boy, oh boy, does this thing pick up some kind of mess that you never even realized that you had on your floor. That was from the first vacuuming, and many of you are like, oh, your house is so clean. If I had it my way, I would not have a square piece of carpet in my house, because I honestly feel like carpet is nothing more than a dirt, dust, anything collector, and I'm not fond of carpet. I mean, I like how it feels on your feet, but when it comes to cleanliness, no, I don't like carpet. And having this one here and just getting this up, like I said, the Oric didn't really pick up. The stuff that can be picked up is nasty, and I mean some kind of nasty. And did you all know there's actually a subscription box for dogs also? I mean, I feel like there is a subscription box for almost any and everything. I do get the Fab Fit Fun box, and I think it's supposed to be here today. And then she gets a Bark box. Now Ken needs to get some kind of whatever subscription box that he thinks that he wants. And I just went ahead when I signed up for it. I signed up for the 4 boxes through the year, the 4 seasons, winter, spring, summer, and fall. What she's playing with right now, it came in her Bark box this week. So this is her 2nd Bark box. Oh, and I have another subscription, Scentbird. My daughter got me to trying that one, and I absolutely love being able to try different perfumes because I am a perfume or scent kind of, that's one of my fetishes too. I have quite a few of them, but scent is one of them. I love my home to smell good, and I love for myself to smell good. Perfume is a weakness for me. The majority of my perfumes through Ulta. So I'm gonna get started, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get started with these steps because that's usually the hardest. But this vacuum, you can take the whole, it's 2-in-1, so I can do the steps and the furniture. And I learned real quick. I was trying to feel the sucking power the first time I used it, and I put my hand under one of these tools that spin. Don't do that. do not, I repeat, do not do that because it hurt. Warn Ken, don't take one of those vacuum tools to her to try to de-shed her because it will defer her. That thing hurt. And I wanted to say real quickly, I'm not going to talk a long time about it. I had an appointment yesterday, I followed it, and my weight, I have gone up so far in weight. My doctor said, hey, it's okay. You are within your BMI. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, but I do worry about it. I have a closet full of size 4s. I am not going to just toss those out because my rear end have outgrown those size 4s. So I asked him about the keto diet, and he said, keto diet works for some. He said, I had a patient in here yesterday that's done the keto and done exceptionally well. Not only has he lost all the weight, but he is buffed. So he not just changed his eating habits, he changed his whole lifestyle. So I think I'm going to try the keto. I went ahead and unsubscribed from the Weight Watchers. I know a lot of people are really happy with the Weight Watchers and the freestyle eating. I'm not one of those. I did exceptionally well with tracking what I ate with what I signed up under. So I went ahead and left Weight Watchers, and now I'm thinking about trying the keto diet. Even though he kept saying, it's fine, your weight's fine, your weight's fine, and Ken saying the same thing. But you know within yourself if it's not fine, if it doesn't feel fine, or if you have a closet full of clothes that you've outgrown, you don't want to get rid of all of those and start over, so it's not fine. So I think I'm gonna try the keto diet, and I have fun. It's gonna be really hard because here lately, I've been slowly putting the weight back on since the end of the year, into 2017, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and throughout spring and fall. Even though I'm out here working my tail off, I'm still consuming far too many calories that I'm burning off. So that's what I'm gonna give. I'm gonna give the keto diet a whirl. If any of you are on the keto diet or have been or know people, feel free to let me know. Give me tips or what your thoughts are on the keto diet, or how you've lost and maintained, or how you're losing, and what you think about your plan. I would love for you to share your plan with me. So as you can see, my man's gonna be doing the weeding out there in the garden. I've been maintaining all of this, and as of today, gonna get back into the full swing, full mode of trying to maintain the indoor chores as well. And my push mower, a cable busted on me, and we were supposed to order it because I would have been out here push mowing today. So that just tells me I just need to continue to stay inside and do all the things that I need to get done in there today, and hopefully get out here tomorrow if Ken finds the cable to replace that for me. And we did hire the guy to, is that a red bird just sitting in that little swing, or is that a leaf that's fallen? I don't have shoes on, so I'm not gonna walk out there just yet. Oh my gosh. But we did hire the yard to be professionally mowed, and I'm sure we'll be looking at a tractor at some point, but he wants to sell his zero turn first. And I'm thinking, I haven't mentioned it to him, I'm thinking, are you sure that you're not going to need your zero turn? So that's something he's really going to need to think about. And I hear sirens, and I don't like hearing them. I've shared with you all about the girl that came off the road, and I think it was distracted driving. Don't even get me started on distracted driving. However, she was thrown 40, 50 feet out of her car and further into our yard. And of course, I was the first on scene and the 911 caller. So if you could have been there that day and you see drivers that are distracted either by their phones or whatever they're distracted by, it might make you reconsider. All it takes is taking your eyes off the road for a couple of seconds. And I'm not kidding you all. A couple seconds to change your life forever. Either you or the people around you. Some serious damage, harm, even fatalities. And at some point I'll get out here today and pop off the blooms that are pooped out on me. They bloom one day and poop out the next day, and I just thank them every day when I'm popping them off. Thank you for giving us a beautiful bloom yesterday. You've done your job, you've done your duty, and I thank you, and I look forward to tomorrow's blooms. She knows that this is her little treat container, treat box, and I've got a little doggy cookie in my hand that I'm gonna take upstairs. Come on, girl. When she gets happy or excited, she actually snorts like a pig. It is so funny. And when she hugs and loves on you, she snorts like a pig. So I have to lay this pillow. Well, hold on, girl. Hold on. Hold on. She knows I have to lay this pillow back down for her to eat her cookie on it. She thinks she's in toy heaven now. They've all been put in her human mommy's chair, and she's throwing them off. This thing, I didn't think it would hold up. You put plastic bottles in it. What she's chewing on right now, once you're done with your water bottle, you just slip it out the bottom there, and you put the new bottle in, and they absolutely love that. All that crunching. And it keeps the bottle contained in it, where it has thus far. And it keeps the bottle in there instead of her chewing on the bottle and biting little plastic pieces off and her swallowing those. She's not able to do it with the little critter there that covers the water bottle. Lock it in, and then I take the tool and I just go along the edges of the carpet there, as well as I run it across the baseboards because they were pretty dirty and dusty as well. And I just clean the vent with the same tool. So I'm just gonna focus on doing a very deep and thorough cleaning of the bonus room. And I'm also just going along as far as I can reach there in the corners to get anything that might have been hanging out in those areas, and maybe they think they've taken up residence, but they're not paying rent or a house note, so they're not staying. Bonus room as done as it's going to be done and put back together. Don't you love it when you are able to clean a room or the home a little deeper than you thought you were first going to be able to, and then you get to sit back and enjoy it? That's what I plan on doing this evening. And then when I do remove all the cushions off the sofa, when I put them back down, I put them down opposite of what I had taken them up. Example, I took off like this side first, and then I'll put it on the bottom, these cushions on the bottom, and then work my way back up. And then when I start putting the cushions back after I've vacuumed under the cushions and all around the sofa there, I will start over here putting the cushions back on. That way the cushions that used to be over here, now they're over here and flipped. So they get, so just one cushion's not getting a lot of wear and tear, and I've done that for quite some time. I'm just going along, just piddling back and forth there in the kitchen. And again, if I thought my house was dusty pre-Sophie girl, oh my goodness, y'all. I mean, along the hallway, not in the corners, just along the hallway, there'll be big old balls of fur. So I did take the vacuum to that stuff down there and did all the corners of the dining room, the hallway, and the kitchen. And I just can't believe it. I thought it was just gonna be hairs, you know, throughout the house. There's big old balls like they have been rolled up and put there. So my daughter told me she's gonna shed, and she's gonna shed a lot, and yes, she's right. My mower broke during my last mowing, was an hour during my last mowing. And the cable broke, so Ken's been trying to look for a cable for me. And that's what he's out doing now, trying to find the cable to repair my push mower. And I do call it my push mower because it was bought for me. It is mine. And I like to put that shade down. It does help just a wee bit with the sun getting too hot in this area. So I'm getting things set up for the day. You know how you wake your house up in the mornings? Well, I come out. Not only do I wake up my home in the mornings by turning on lights and getting things ready for the day, I also get the outdoors again just in time. My battery is flashing, so I'll put that on the charge and let that be charging while I'm getting ready for the day, and I'll check back in with you throughout the day. So welcome into my Saturday morning. I was outside knocking the dust off of the rocking chairs. Ken did get first coat of black paint, or a couple coats of black paint, and he wants to sand them down and shoot them one more time. So we did get those, a fresh coat of paint. Growing or what? Oh my goodness. And her bark is getting real big. So Ken was able to get the garden tilled today, and it looks so much better. And I do believe I see cages on some of the tomato plants. Do I? Yes, so that's where we're at on our Saturday evening. We're getting ready to go upstairs and watch Live PD. So I thought I'd just check in with you all since I hadn't checked in all day long. We've gotten a good sized bowl full of the blackberries, and they were yummy. I stowed one or two off today, and I'm hoping that it didn't have 7 dust on it. Maybe that's why I got sick. No, it did not have 7 dust on it. The hummingbirds are very active at dusk. They must have, oh, there it is down there at the feeder. Somebody needs to give them some more sugar water. He'll fly over, she will fly over and sit there in the mulberry bush, or on top of this arbor here, or on top of the shepherd hook there, or up in the trees over there. So they pretty much have a pattern where they fly to and from. Sophie's upstairs by herself. She's so asleep, I don't even think she realizes that we've left her. We just had a lot of watermelon and a lot of cantaloupe. We finished the cantaloupe off, and my Betty is some kind of full. Is your Betty full? He says yes. But yet he was like, oh, pizza sounds good. And I'm like, oh no, not pizza. We've already had dinner. I think it's been a couple weeks now that we haven't ordered pizza, right? At least 2 weeks. No pizza. No pizza for us. Okay, I'm going back upstairs. So this is where I'm gonna close up this weekend's vlog. It's been a good weekend. We were able to get a lot done. We both went down and worked in the garden together. He did the tilling, and then we just did the weeding around the plants. And this is where I'm gonna close it up. I hope you all have had an awesome weekend. I hope you're having an awesome start to your new week when this gets uploaded. And papas out there, daddies, I hope you had a marvelous Father's Day. But this is where I'm gonna say, until we meet again, you all take good care, and bye-bye.